Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Khabib Nurmagomedov's manager has said that Khabib will not fight for no damn interim belt. But before we get into this video, y'all, I just had the best day of my motherfucking life yesterday. We interviewed Felony Charles Bennett. Holy smokes, that's crazy. Make sure you check that out if you haven't. Also, I got to give a big shout out to Lemon Hoko Genetics on Instagram. He hit me up and said, yo, bro, I heard you needed something to smoke. I got you, blah, blah, blah. He offered it. I'm not accepting the offer, unfortunately, because I don't think I can, because right now I live in Kansas and shit. So, yeah, weed's decriminalized here, but if I lived next door in Colorado, I'd be in the game, is all I'm saying. So thanks for that opportunity, man, and I'll still shout your shit out anytime I remember. Lemon Hoko Genetics on Instagram. Check him out if you need that stateside distribution and shit. I seen that on your Instagram tag. All right, man, let's get into this video. I fucking interviewed Felony Charles Bennett. Is that crazy? Is that crazy to you guys? Because that's crazy to me. My fucking dog. Where's Steepo at? Yo, Khabib Nurmagomedov's manager's pretty much just letting us know, yeah, Khabib will fight Tony, but we're not fighting for no damn fake belt. He's saying he's kind of throwing shade at Tony Ferguson's interim belt, because if you're talking about the real champion in the lightweight division, it's Tony Ferguson, and Khabib has said that himself. Now, even though Tony Ferguson is the real lightweight champion, he's also got an interim belt, which you would consider kind of, you know, the interim belt has taken a lot of heat, man. I don't got a problem with the fucking interim champion. If you're an interim champion, it means you probably just beat a top contender. In some cases, unlike the champion. Whenever Robert Whittaker was the interim champion, he beat Yoel Romero, one of the best middleweights in the world, while the champion, Michael Bisping, was coming off of a fight versus Dan Henderson. I mean, so Robert Whittaker was the real champion to a lot of people, regardless of that interim belt. Tony Ferguson, 11 fight win streak, I believe now, if not 10. I always get it confused with Max Holloway and Tony Ferguson, because one of them's on 10 fight, one of them's on an 11 fight win streak. It's insane. But you can use them in both of these cases. Tony Ferguson, he fought fucking Kevin Lee while everybody else was injured. And yeah, when I say Kevin Lee, I already know someone's gonna say, yeah, he was ranked number 7, bro. He's not the real champ. Fuck you. You know, that's wrong. You're wrong here. Let me explain. Kevin Lee, he only fought Kevin Lee because numbers 1 through 6 were literally unavailable and inactive at the time. Khabib Nurmagomedov was still out. Justin Gaethje was fighting Eddie Alvarez. Nate Diaz was out. Tony Ferguson had to fight Kevin Lee because who else was there? There was Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, fucking all the lightweights, man. Fucking Edson Barboza, he was injured. Literally 1 through 6. There was no one else for Tony Ferguson to fight. Conor McGregor was off fighting Floyd Mayweather. So Tony Ferguson was the real champion. And even before his Kevin Lee fight, he was on a 9-fight winning streak in the lightweight division. So with that being said, Tony Ferguson has essentially cleaned out, damn. That's crazy to be on a 10-fight winning streak. I don't even know if you can say he's cleaned out the division, right? Because when you think of the Eddie Alvarez, he hasn't fought Tony Ferguson yet. Justin Gaethje, fucking a lot of these guys. He's fought Michael Johnson, but he's not even in the top 10 anymore, I don't believe. He's actually at featherweight now. So it's, you know, whenever Max Holloway was on a 10-fight winning streak, he was beating like everybody in the top 10. There's only like 2 people in the top 10 Max Holloway has not fought today. Tony Ferguson, I don't know if that's the case, and I don't know what the, I know he was supposed to fight Khabib before. He ended up having, Tony Ferguson himself had to pull out. Supposed to fight Khabib again. Khabib had to pull out. He's fought RDA, I know that. But other than RDA, man, who's now at welterweight, once Tony Ferguson does, if he ever does unify his belt, he's got some work to do in the lightweight division, even though he's on a 10-fight winning streak. But Tony Ferguson's also talked about moving up to 170. And Tony Ferguson's in a little bit of a sticky situation. But Tony Ferguson, to what I was trying to say, is still considered one of the, you know, best lightweights in the world regardless. Now, Khabib Nurmagomedov, it's crazy because his performance was way more recent than Tony Ferguson's. But I would bet you if you asked 90% of MMA fans who wins a fight out of Khabib and Ferguson, I bet you 90% of people say Khabib. And it might just be because his performance off Edson, which was masterful and dominant. But really, Edson Barboza was what Khabib, that performance over Edson, because when you looked at Khabib Nurmagomedov before, he had that super crazy impressive win over Michael Johnson, and before that even RDA. But at current top 5 lightweights recently, you know, we had been waiting because Michael Johnson, now at lightweight and stuff, I already mentioned that. But Khabib Nurmagomedov's performance over Edson Barboza, when he outstruck him in the clinch, when he outstruck him on the feet, when he outstruck him on the ground, I think Khabib is the uncrowned champion at this point of lightweight. So with even Conor McGregor. Now, Conor McGregor's got a lot more fucking crazy casual fans that are going to say, no, Conor's beating everybody. Conor will knock out Tyrant, and then he'll go fucking take on Stipe. You know, there's going to be those people that would pick Conor versus Khabib. But if you're just talking about casual, like non-Conor stands, 90% of non-Conor stands are taking Khabib. So we got a crazy situation going on in the lightweight division. But we're coming to the conclusion that Conor McGregor is either going to vacate or be stripped, and Tony Ferguson's going to be fighting Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's what a lot of people are under the impression of. Conor McGregor, we haven't heard much of an update as far as him coming back to fighting, except, you know, that he's working on it. And like, there's negotiations going on. They're not getting the deal done, and it's been over 420 days since Conor McGregor's defended a belt. Shout out Limit Hogo Genetics. But with that being, you know what I'm saying? Conor McGregor's got to be stripped or vacate soon, if not defend. But I don't think it's going to be defend, even though if Conor was ever going to defend a belt, he might want to take this fight versus Tony Ferguson, even though Tony Ferguson's no pushover and Tony Ferguson's got some serious problems for Conor. It'd be a great-ass fight. But if you're telling me who does Conor have a better chance against out of Tony Ferguson and Khabib, it's Tony Ferguson. So if Conor McGregor vacates his belt and Khabib wins the belt, when Conor comes back, he might have to fight Nate Diaz or GSP, which would be a bigger fight anyway. But I also heard, I'm not even going to make a separate video on this, I just thought of this, Khabib's first event in Russia, I believe one of the full-time family members told me this in the comments, the UFC's first event in Russia has been scheduled for 2018. It's a smaller event, I think a 30,000 people stadium, but it's happening. Conor, you know what Conor told Dana, right? He wants Khabib in Russia. That guy's fucking awesome. Alright, with that being said, it is what it is, man. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. Khabib Nurmagomedov's manager is saying that he will not fight Tony Ferguson for an interim belt. If they fight, Conor's going to have to be stripped so that thing can be for the real undisputed lightweight title. And Tony Ferguson, I'm sure, is on the same line. I'm not fucking defending an interim belt when I got Conor up here who's healthy and spending money on Instagram and shit and fucking accepting awards from Richard Branson when he could be in a training camp for El motherfucking Kukui. You think I'm defending an interim belt? Hashtag defend or vacate. Alright, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.